Snot League! Snot League! Snot League! Snot League!
Welcome back in this semifinal Snot League recap, folks. Your trusty Henry Snotson is here with the latest news. But hold for a second. Before we start, let me remind you of the recrutation for the next season. We are still looking for more brave coaches. Link for the recrutation is in the description. And now our bread and butter. We've had an explosive semifinal opener. FC Avalorna and the unstoppable Rockstars faced off once again. And the Elves certainly remembered the 3-0 thrashing they received from the Slans in the group stage. Unfortunately, history has a way of repeating itself. Right from the start, Avalorna was caught off guard by a lightning-quick blitz from the Slans, immediately forcing them into a fight over what was supposed to be their own ball. And let's be honest, Elves may have their fancy lightweight, durable armor, but under all that elegance, there's still a bunch of fragile bones that just can't handle the pounding blows of the Saurus warriors. It didn't take long, 15 minutes in, and already 3 Elves were in the hands of the team medics, including their latest recruit, who was promptly ruled out for any chance of playing in the finals. While the Elves pondered how they'd win the finals with only one handmaiden left, the Lizardmen took matters into their own claws, solving their opponents' problems by completely dominating the field and denying Avalornians even a single chance of laying the hands on the ball. By halftime, the score was 1-0 for the Rockstars, and Avalorna had lost 7 players. With such an overwhelming advantage, you can guess what happened next. You guess it right, folks. Fouls! Our sources indicate that the referee for this match was the same man scheduled to oversee Avalorna's game against Al Nassr, but who mysteriously vanished before that match. Now, he's back, and let's just say he didn't seem too keen on calling any fouls committed by the Lizards. Maybe he was holding a grudge? He certainly looked like he had something against the Elves. By the end of the match, FC Avalorna had completely capitulated. In a historic moment, we witnessed the first ever pitch clear. That's right, folks, not a single elf left standing on the field.
What a wonderful view.
With no players fit to continue, the referee mercifully ended the match with a 2-0 victory for the Rockstars. As for FC Avalorna, they're rushing back to Ulthuan for some much-needed hospital treatment, and what's sure to be a very long rehabilitation. Meanwhile, the Rockstars confidently march into the final. But who will they face? Let's take a closer look at the other semifinal match between Dead Rock Rumblers and Defajans. And it was a deforestation. Let's get right into it, folks. We all know it's the semifinals, so no one's holding back. And Dead Rock Rumblers picked the perfect time and place for this blood-soaked showdown. The conditions were prime for a proper game of Blood Bowl, though the woodland creatures from Defiance weren't thrilled about the sunshine. They tend to prefer the downpour. Woodland creatures came out strong with a swift attack down the right flank, but they were quickly met with a brutal response from the half-orcs. The first casualty? None other than Greshu, the unicorn who lost a one-on-one brawl with an orc and ended up in a mangled heap. The sight of his magical blood spilling on the field seemed to invigorate the greenskins. Moments later, a costly mistake by Nayada led to an all-out massacre on the pitch. It seemed the half-orcs had developed a thirst for that magic juice, because soon after, Mr. Kapitko was torn to shreds in the exact same spot as his unicorn buddy. For those who missed the feast, they settled for dryad splinters instead. The second half was even worse for Defiance. With so many players off the field, they just didn't have the numbers to stop the momentum of Dead Rock Rumblers. Their last hope, though can we really call facing overtime against orcs a hope, came down to a desperate play. Vegan Sosna Rupert, their trusty treeman, hurled the tiny fairy unicornson towards the end zone. Everything looked set for a miraculous save, until the poor fairy's wings couldn't slow her down in time, and she crashed into the turf just seconds before the final whistle. And just like FC Avalorna before them, Defiance are out of the tournament, suffering heavy losses. The finals are no place for the weak and fragile. Time to make room for the big boys. Dead Rock Rumblers are gearing up for the final, but first, they need to deal with the growing mob of animal rights activists and eco-warriors protesting the deforestation and magical creature abuse who stormed their headquarters. That's all for today's episode, folks. We'll be back soon with all the details from the final. And don't forget, the recruitment for the next season is heating up and spots are filling fast. So get in before it's too late. See you soon. Bye!